In this video, I wanted to go over a little bit of the design aspects of the house and kind of the iterations that it came through to get it to where it's going to be. When I first had the idea to build this house, I had looked at another lot that had a similar shape. It was about 50 feet wide and 120 odd feet deep, and I had designed a preliminary basis of a house around that lot. So when this lot came available, similar width, a little bit. This lot's a little bit wider and a little bit uh, less deep, but I had done so much work on that other design and I had really liked it. I thought, well, this is a really good base. I think it's a really good base. So the base is 37 feet 4 by 65 foot 4, and again, that's an optimization reason to be those exact dimensions. And then I just kept it as optimized as possible by keeping it exact, a perfect rectangle, top to bottom. And then as well as I wanted a flat roof because I've always thought it's a little bit wasteful to have all that extra real estate up top that you can't use because it's covered in a slanted roof. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you're in Colorado, you can't have a flat roof because of snow or whatever." Well, first of all, Colorado Springs hardly gets any snow that lasts longer than a day, and even when it does, all of our commercial buildings have flat roofs and they don't fall down. So obviously it has nothing to do with snow load. You just engineer against it. And we're not so wet like Washington or stuff that gets rain all the time that we need to worry about excessive amounts of rain. We're relatively a high step desert going on over here. So if Albuquerque can have it, then we can have it. And Albuquerque has a bunch of flat roofs. That's my opinion. Anyhow, I wanted to have a rooftop deck, partially so I can have a pickleball court on my roof because I think that would just be a ton of fun, but as well as it just gives us another 2,000 square feet of area to play. So in that vein, I wanted it to just have a flat roof. Now at this point, it looks like a giant box, and so I said, well, great and whatever. But I actually don't spend a whole lot of time looking at my house. And honestly, I'm a little past the point of being an eighth grader where I go to school and I dress because I care what my friends look like and care what my friends will think of me. I'm way past that. I don't care what people think of my house. I live in it. I don't look at it all day. So that's a bunch of nonsense. And if they want to look at it and not like it, that's their problem and they can move. And that's my opinion. So if I like it, I like it. And even if I don't like it, I don't care. It's my house, not their house. Anyhow, so I knew it was going to be somewhat squarish, so I looked up modern southwestern homes to kind of give an idea of what I was looking for. Now, if you'll notice, you look at these, they have large, expansive awnings, and the borders and things, you'll notice, are very thick. You don't have any real thin lines. It's all very bold lines and large overhangs. But as you can also see, these are very expensive homes. This one is a little bit more simple and I think would be more fitting. But even in these, they have a lot of glazing and a lot of pop outs and a lot of geometric massing to help offset the blockiness of it. And all of that adds to lack of economy and expense and convolution. And the other thing is they're all very spread out. I mean, these are all on large acreage, and they're also multi-million-dollar homes in many cases. But I do like the aesthetic, and the aesthetic does exist. And so this is the house that I liked the most, both interior and exterior, by Full Circle Custom Homes in Scottsdale. And so this home has a lot of the features that I'd like, from the concrete floor to the very European modern kitchen styling, this island and things, very similar to how our house will be. We'll be doing some different base trim and different colors because I don't love the brown per se, but a lot of the like concrete accents, stoneworks, that's all mine will be cast concrete, but that's kind of the look I'm going for. Now, obviously, I'm going to fall far from that because I'm not building an $8 million house. I'm building a rectangular box for cheap. But I was hoping to achieve a similar feel when I built mine. So that's kind of where the idea of the design came from, was primarily based on the fact that I wanted a rooftop deck, and everything else had to kind of fall in line with that because I really wanted to get that. Luckily, the HOA allowed me to do it after I added the front look. So the original submission that I gave to the HOA was this picture, and they said, "Oh, I don't like the look of it. It looks like a garage or a warehouse." And I said, "All right, well, I can get the stairs to the back, and I can get." And they said, "Maybe you could add some windows here too." I said, "Okay, I can add some windows there." I'm like, "I could add a peak and another peak to help make it look more like a house." And they said, "That looks great." So this was my design after that I submitted, and they approved. So we added a couple windows and the peak on it. So now I lovingly call this the Mullet House, because it's all business in the front and it's all party in the back. It even has a little rat tail, so that's exciting. But it actually serves out really well that they declined me, because I think this is a much better design overall, because A, it does fit into the neighborhood better, so they're right that way. But as well as there's better security, because my staircase is hidden from the front, so it's only in the back, so people don't just randomly go up on top of my roof. And then the other thing that's really nice is that this room now has a storage room in there, so I can store stuff up top, so the kids can store stuff that they're doing in there. That's mostly what I wanted to talk about. That's the essential components of the exterior of the house. So it's all going to be synthetic stucco with a limestone wash texture finish, so a very smooth finish. I don't like textures in my stucco. I want it to be as smooth as possible. I want it to look like a smooth stone. So we'll see if we can achieve that. That's going to be kind of fun. As we go forward, I'm going to be touching on all the aspects of how to go about building a house, any house, and how it can apply to your jurisdictions, and go through the whole process of what's involved. And then, as well as particularly if you're interested in performance homes or insulated concrete forms, radiant heat, those sorts of things, I'll go into in depth on that, because that's my specialty. House design is not particularly my specialty, and any architect who sees my stuff can obviously tell that, but it fits it more from engineering parameters to me. The parameters to me are to suit the size of my family and give me a chance to test my performance things. Aesthetically, I believe utility is beautiful, in my opinion, and so the more utilitarian something is and the more functional it is, the more attractive it is to me. And a lot of the superfluous nonsense and pop outs and stuff are actually unattractive to me because they're superfluous and nonsensical. And so to me, I just see waste and nonsense. So a very streamlined, straightforward product looks more attractive to me because I'm a utilitarian. So anyways, that's my defense for my lackluster design, but it suits me, and I think it's going to be a really good fun house, but simple, which is the intent, to be as minimalist as possible.